Hey, it's Andrew Morgan, host of the Nomcast, the Netflix original movie podcast. Each week, we review the biggest Netflix original movies with special guests from the film industry, the music industry, comedians, and of course, our fellow podcasters. Check us out on the web at nomcastpod.com. Follow us on the socials at nomcastpod. And most importantly, listen and subscribe to us wherever you get podcasts. Hit that beat one time.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Dave.
And join us every Thursday for a new episode of Two Player Bros, a podcast about two guys who play way too many video games. Join me and Dave as we talk about the latest in Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and VR news, previews, and reviews. We have it all, and we play it all.
And join us every other week for Post Game, where we play through and dive deep into our favorite modern classics and new releases.
That's Two Player Bros, available every Thursday wherever you get your podcast, part of the Forgotten Entertainment family.
Ladies and gentlemen, please notice that exits are conveniently located at the front and rear of this auditorium. When leaving the theater, we suggest that the exit at the front of the auditorium will allow you easier access to the parking areas. Thank you.
No, you're gross. You know you're gross.
I don't. Oh, whoa, that's not what we do here on FC.
That is what I do.
He's like adjusting himself in his car with the lights on. He doesn't even turn the light off in his car. Gremlins 2.
Don't look it up. Dads, gotta love them. What have I done? Hi, I'm Mike Field.
And I'm Mike Butler.
And you're listening to the Forgotten Cinema Podcast. Each episode, we highlight a film that, for a variety of reasons, was forgotten by audiences. Whether it's because a more popular movie was released at the same time, or the movie simply didn't catch on with an audience in its initial run. We'll discuss what we love about the movie, or perhaps don't love about it, but we'll always recommend you revisit it. If you enjoy our podcast, please feel free to rate and review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to this podcast right now.
It was very calm, cool, and collected.
I was trying to be nice and, corporatized. Is that a word? That's not a word, but I was trying to be like corporate. So,
we going corporate now? Should I have wore a tie to this? Oh,
well, I don't know if you noticed, but we were announcing the Disney investor pitch video that came. We were not, but hey, but that's okay. We can. Forgotten Cinema Plus.
For only $5.99 a month.
All right. So you have come here because you want to learn about what we thought of I Love You to Death. Mike, what's it about?
Joey Boca works with Rosalie in their pizza parlor. She is convinced that he works all of the time for them, and her world does what? Oh, man.
I thought you said you liked this one. You looked at this like, finally a good one.
Yeah,
and I was a little disappointed because I thought you were going to talk in an Italian-afflected accent.
Let me re-go. Hold on. Joey Boca works with Rosalie in their pizza parlor. She's convinced he works all of the time for them, and their world dissolves when she finds out he's been fooling around for years. Being Catholic, divorce is out of the question, so she, her mother, and her best friends decided to kill him. Hopelessly incompetent as killers, they hire incompetent professionals as they beat, poison, and shoot Joey, who remains oblivious to their attempts. Phil, why don't you go get him something to eat? You want some chips, some crackers? Go make some coffee.
You are now being canceled.
So I'm part Italian. It's okay.
I Love You to Death was released on Friday, April 6th, 1990. 30 years ago. Where's this 30th anniversary edition? Runtime about 97 minutes, rated R. I could not find the production budget for the life of me, so I guess we're just going to pretend it didn't have one. Opening weekend it did $4 million. Domestic and worldwide are the same. It did $16 million. Distributed by TriStar Pictures. Now, this movie came out on the 6th, I said. It came up against Ernest Goes to Jail, the ever classic Ernest Goes to Jail, The First Power with Lou Diamond Phillips, which I have seen, and Cry Baby with Johnny Depp, the John Waters film. Also in a limited release that weekend, you had The Cook, The Wife, His Thief, and Her Lover. Did you ever see that movie?
I have never seen any of them. No, I saw Crybaby. I'm sorry. I saw Crybaby, and I didn't see any of the others.
You never seen Ernest Goes to Jail?
No, that's the one Ernest I don't think I've ever seen.
Interesting. You also had on the 13th, the week after, you had Crazy People. That's with Dudley Moore and Daryl Hannah. And in a limited release, The Gods Must Be Crazy Part 2, not Part 1.
I've only seen Part 1, yes.
The week before, the 30th of March, I know you saw this movie, Mr. Butler. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out.
Hell yeah, I saw this movie.
All right, enough.
That's a good movie, man.
Come on.
Have you actually seen it?
Very, very long time ago.
It actually still holds up, and the story's actually it's good. Maybe we'll make that a movie watch night.
Don't do that.
Yes.
You don't want that.
I do.
You don't want that.
I do.
You don't want none of this smoke, Butler.
That. I want that. I want you to watch a young Sam Rockwell sell cigarettes to kids.
You also had Opportunity Knocks, which is the Dana Carvey movie, and Nuns on the Run. I believe it's Eric Idle, and I'm blanking on the other person that's in that. That was the 30th. I also wanted to throw in here that on the 23rd, you had Pretty Woman and House Party, which is an episode we did, Butler.
That's right. That's season 2.
That is season 2. I think it's either the second or third episode of season 2, because the first one was The Shadow. Might have been the second episode.
We still got to do the Jammy Jam.
I don't know if House Party 2 is a forgotten cinema. I do like House Party 2, but I don't know if it's a forgotten cinema movie. So this movie was directed by Lawrence Kasdan. He has nominated for an Oscar for writing for The Big Chill. He also was nominated for writing and producing for The Accidental Tourist. He is nominated for writing for Grand Canyon. He's done Silverado, Wyatt Earp, and
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay, no, that's not what I was looking for.
Empire Strikes Back.
No.
Solo.
No.
The Force Awakens.
No. Would you just stop for a second? He did Dreamcatcher, which we did in our first season. That's what I was trying to make a forgotten cinema link here.
But you didn't like Dreamcatcher. I thought you were going to.
I was making.
Thought for sure you were going to go with the Raiders
and a link to another show, another episode, so we can people that listen to this episode will be like, I like these guys. Oh, I like Dreamcatcher. Let me go check that out. But now you screwed it up.
If you like our other episodes, you can find out the links on the top and bottom. Oh, wait, this is YouTube.
Written by John Kostmayer or Meyer. He has pretty much just done TV shows, episodes for TV shows like Sidekicks, The Four Seasons, and Simon and Simon. Cinematography by Owen Roisman. He is nominated for an Oscar for cinematography in the movies The French Connection, The Exorcist, Network, Tootsie, and Wyatt Earp. He's also done a movie that we did, 3 Days of the Condor, and Taps. So pretty respected in this field. Composer by James Horner. He won an Oscar for score and song in Titanic. He was nominated for Avatar, House of Sand and Fog. He also was nominated for A Beautiful Mind, Braveheart, Apollo 13, Field of Dreams, and Aliens. Awesome dude. Unfortunately passed away 5 years ago. I believe he passed away in a plane accident, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, too bad. Produced by Jeffrey Lurie and Ron Moeller. Now, Lurie has produced V.I. Warshawski, but for sports fans out there, he is the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles football team. And Ron Moeller produced Bachelor Party and The Endless Summer 2. Have you ever seen The Endless Summer, Butler?
I know of it, but I've never seen it.
No, it's okay. Edited by Ann Coates or Ann V. Coates. She won an Oscar for Lawrence of Arabia. She's also nominated for Out of Sight, In the Line of Fire, The Elephant Man, and Beckett. She passed away 2 years ago, 2018. So you had Kevin Kline as Joey Boca. He won an Oscar for A Fish Called Wanda. He's also in Soap Dish, Chaplin, In and Out, and Silverado. Tracy Ullman as Rosalie. This is her feature film debut. She is most notably on The Tracy Ullman Show, which is actually more famous for what, Butler?
Bringing The Simpsons to light.
Correct. She's in Bullets Over Broadway and Small Time Crooks. Joan Plowright as Nadia. She was nominated for an Oscar for Enchanted April. She's also in the movie Revolution, Butler.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. She's in Tea with Mussolini and The Scarlet Letter. She's big on the stage. River Phoenix it plays Devo. He's nominated for an Oscar for Running on Empty. He's in My Own Private Idaho, Sneakers. He's also young Indiana Jones in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Sneakers is an episode we did.
Running on Empty is on our list.
It is on our list.
That's a movie Elise wants us to do.
I'm sorry. We were just doing movies that Elise wants us to do now. Oh, I see how this works.
I don't think we've done any of her choices yet.
William Hurt as Harlan. He won an Oscar for Kiss of a Spider Woman. He was nominated for History of Violence, which is an awesome film. Children of a Lesser God, Broadcast News, and he's in the TV show Goliath. Keanu Reeves as Marlon.
He's so good.
Everyone knows who Keanu Reeves is. For those who don't know, he's done earlier stuff. He was in Parenthood, River's Edge, and Something's Gotta Give. Also My Own Private Idaho with River Phoenix. They actually were very good friends. James Gammon as Lieutenant Schooner. He's the manager in Major League 1 and 2. He's also in Voice in the Iron Giant and Urban Cowboy. Those are pretty much the mains. Then I have some kind of small parts that I want to just put a shout out to, because then you'd see them, like Victoria Jackson, who plays Lacey. She was on SNL, obviously. She's in UHF and Casual Sex. A young Heather Graham as Bridget. She's in Boogie Nights, Hangover, License to Drive. And then John Billingsley's in this, Butler. What's he do?
Oh, well, he plays Dr. Phlox on Star Trek Enterprise.
Almost lost that out there.
It's been a while since I've seen Enterprise.
So real quick, to give you an idea about this movie, I have seen this movie quite a while ago. When I saw this movie back in the day, I loved this movie. Like I just laugh constantly because there's so many lines that I like. But I know Butler never saw it. And I know this is my second go around at it. So obviously it's a different reaction I have, but I still enjoy it.
Nice.
But what did you think?
Well, I thought I never saw this movie. And then I started watching it and I realized about a quarter of the way through, I did watch this movie flipping between channels one time.
Okay.
So there are scenes I don't remember or like I never saw, but I kept watching something and going back to this because there are scenes like, oh, I remember that. I don't remember that. I remember that. I don't remember that. So I had seen some of this.
Okay.
So I liked it enough to watch some scenes. Probably Kevin Kline playing Joey because he's just awesome as Joey. But I like this movie. I don't think it's necessarily as laugh out loud funny. There are some parts that are laugh out loud funny. There, like you said, some of the lines are like really good.
Yeah.
But
which I'm sure this podcast episode will devolve into us just doing lines at each other.
Oh, absolutely. Mostly this movie made me want not spaghetti and meatballs. 'Cause I'm not a spaghetti guy, but I did want pasta and meatballs real bad. And the overall tone of the movie is like I always say, I don't like awkward.
Yeah.
But this movie is awkward in a really funny way, like a kind of spoofy kind of way that I love every scene. Every scene is fun to watch because of how awkward and uncomfortable everybody is with doing this task that they chose to do to begin with. It's a really bizarre, awesome romantic comedy, I guess, in a way.
Well,
it's really interesting.
I'm sure you knew this, but maybe some people don't know this. Is actually based on a true story.
Oh yeah. Well, they make that apparent at the very beginning.
Well, yeah, but sometimes like with like the movie Fargo, that's all BS they put in the beginning, and now they have it on the beginning of every season. Like the what you're seeing is true, but the names have been changed.
Yeah.
Right. This actually happened in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Guys, Francis Toto and his wife he was a constant cheater, serial cheater, and his wife. I'm sorry, the wife is Francis Toto, the husband's Alan Toto, and she tried to kill him. Like she basically gave him sleeping pills, not like the way in this movie, but her and her friends tried to kill him over the span of like 8 days or something like that. And they couldn't do it. And then he figured it out. She went to jail for 4 years. After when she got out, he took her back. He stopped cheating. He was like, it wasn't a pizza place. He was running something else. And but it's like the same thing. And they actually got money for this movie
to buy the rest of the story.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. I actually remember when this came out, like I was like, I remember vaguely remember that the case. I vaguely remember like hearing about it, and then when the movie came out, I was like, "Oh, interesting." But yeah, this is one of the movies that like when I first saw it today, I did the Monopoly line.
Monopoly.
Yeah, I like when there's just tons of lines in this movie, and one of the things that I thought was extremely accurate was when they go to the pizza place, and they're showing the pictures on the wall, and it goes and he goes to like from JFK to the Pope to Jesus, Mary, Joseph to Sinatra. That's 100% accurate in any Italian restaurant, in any Italian home. That is what that's like, and the reason why I know that is because I'm half Italian, so I've experienced quite a bit of that.
The old frames, the gold, fake gold plated frames.
Absolutely. Like this was shot in Tacoma. This story took place in Tacoma, Washington, and they actually shot on location. But obviously the original story was in Pennsylvania. But still, it's still the kind of same, I guess, blue collar feel to the town.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thought that was good. So this is the first movie that Lawrence Kasdan directed that he did not write. So this is one that he read the script and then he did it. So when he got together with the cinematographer, they wanted to shoot this movie as dark as possible because they did not want this movie, although it's a comedy, they didn't want it to, it's obviously a dark comedy.
Right.
So they didn't want it to be bright. They wanted it to be dark. And I guess Kasdan prefers the richness of low key and realistic lighting. Now, I don't know if we're watching an old print. I don't know, because we're watching a film. We're not really watching something that's been digitally
HD.
Right. So how did you feel that came through in terms of the image?
It's not like it's a dark picture. It's not like everything is like, oh, it's so much dark. But it does ground it in a realism, I think, more than like, oh, we're watching a dark. It's not like dark like Death to Smoochie. It's filmed in a way where there's lots of darkness within each frame.
Yeah.
This is not like that. This is just, it's real. It's got this grittiness to it.
Yeah, I was going to use the word plain, but not in a bad way. The look of like the characters and the look of the movie itself. Right. It's very simple, plain, but not in a negative light.
Yes.
Right.
It grounds you in this realism. Like you're watching a true story. It's not like I love the living room is just lit by the desk lamps and stuff. I'm sure there's extra lighting, but it looks like there's, it's just lit by the lamps in the room. The dining room is dark behind him when he's shining his shoes and stuff. And the kitchen is just that one overhead light.
Mm-hmm.
Which I really enjoy that kind of lighting, especially in a house that looks like a real house, like a tight suburban, middle class blue collar house.
Right. So the costume designer on this, Aggie Rogers, dressed each character differently to reflect their background. So like Rosalie, which is Tracy Ullman's character, she's dressed for comfort rather than style.
Mm-hmm.
So like a small town working class mother who's opted for comfort. Boca, Kevin Kline's character, after this is obviously not when he's wearing the pizza apron.
Yeah, he tucks his apron into his pants.
Yeah, I know. He dresses like he's going to go out in the town, like he's going to a club, like he's an extrovert, like he's flamboyant extrovert. Naja, who is the mother, who's Rosalie's mom, her outfit is supposed to look like she collected from thrift shops and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
She's somebody who can, puts the car together. Like when they're at the restaurant. I rebuilt the carpet. Who does that? What woman does that? That's
not a woman job. Come on.
And then you had Devo, River Phoenix's character, who loves obviously the 1960s and the hippie movement. He's wearing a lot of clothes, like hippie clothes that they say, and jewelry. And then the one note they have that I read, they have Harlan and Marlon, which is William Hurt and Keanu Reeves. Like their outfits defy explanation. It's almost like they just kind of gave them just wear whatever. It can't match.
I love Keanu Reeves' hair. His hair, his I did it myself haircut is just awesome. Where the buzz cut is just going one way. Like he must have hated going. He must have wore a hat the whole time every time he went to a store or something while he was filming this movie.
I just like the fact when they talk to each other, they
whisper.
They make no sense, but they understand each other to the point when he's like, "What's his name?" He's like, "Yeah, right." Like it's like they have no idea what they're talking about.
He's the guy. What guy?
When they get out of the cab to go to the house, they're walking the other way to nothing but darkness, and he's like, "Well, guys, like, where you going?" So obviously, you noticed Phoebe Cates in this movie, right? You didn't notice
she's in the club?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
So that's Kline's. They were married, and he asked as a favor to her to cameo in this. But it's uncredited. So yes, he's the woman that he picks up.
Yeah. With the German Shepherd.
Yeah, I'm Italian. It's a German Shepherd.
It's a German Shepherd. Right? He's not going to enjoy this. It's going to be awkward for him.
But so now let's see about if you know your film history. She shot this when she was filming another movie. So her haircut is very similar to this other movie that she's filming. And number one, I'll give you a hint. Do you know what the movie is? But I'll give you a hint. It's not a good movie.
Not a good movie.
That Phoebe Cates was in. And it's not Gremlins 2.
Gremlins 2.
Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
I have no idea.
It's Drop Dead Fred. She was shooting Drop Dead Fred at the same time.
That's really that old?
Yeah.
I think Drop Dead Fred was like 92.
Well, maybe it got released in 92, but they were shooting because it probably was so bad that they
didn't want to release it.
And I didn't realize this, but Joan Plowright was married to Laurence Olivier.
Oh, I read that too. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's cool. She was she left her husband for him.
Yeah.
But I like her quote about like geniuses. She has a quote about geniuses about, when you're living with a genius, you have to accept their demons.
Yeah.
And you just have to push through it.
Well, he passed away right after production to the point where they were shooting on the set and she found out that he was deathly ill. She had to finish up. She just shot everything in one day and then she flew out. She left the set to go be with him and then he passed away, which is that's obviously not good. But I did not know that she was married to him. So, I guess that's not really a fun fact, but a fact.
A fact.
Why don't you tell me some moments that really jumped out at you in the movie? Because this is more of this episode is probably more of not a review, but just more viewing notes than facts. Because a lot of the facts are not.
It's just simple. It's not a simple. It's a comedy. It's tough when you get it's just like a super classic comedy to get a lot of notes on.
I got you. Well, what's something what were the stuff that made you laugh out loud? How about that? Because you mentioned that there were only some parts.
Well, there's a lot of the lines. Obviously, Keanu Reeves and William Hurt's lines are all the dialogue about Reggie Watts.
All we need to do is read his rights.
Reggie. How many home runs he hit? And then Merle's just like, wait, is he Merle?
Who? No, Marlon and Harlan, right?
Harlan. He's Keanu Reeves is Harlan.
No, Keanu Reeves is Marlon.
So Marlon's like, I don't know a lot. Like he doesn't even find out. And they're like Reggie, and then River Phoenix downstairs. Devo goes, they want to listen to reggae music.
Clearly, can you hear them?
I also like right after Joey gets attacked by the first hitman who fails.
Yeah.
And the cops ask him, what did he look like? Yeah, he looked like Abraham Lincoln. Go on a bat. and when he comes up, they fill him full of quote unquote dreamies, which I love that's the name of the sleeping
dreamies.
pill.
Yeah.
And he just comes in. He says, I don't feel good. I got a tummy ache. And he comes out again. He's like, ladies, I'm fine. You're right. I just needed a good crap.
All I needed was a good crap. That's all I needed.
It's so good. A lot of his lines are really, really good.
Yeah, I'm a man. I got a lot of hormones.
I got that one. I love my wife.
I couldn't stop. In the beginning, the opening monologue is great. I don't know if that's how it was written, but when he tells the priest about how I cheated on my wife, and he goes through the whole thing.
No, I give 4 times, a different lady.
I don't know if that was how it was written or he was just ad-libbing, but it's so good. That the whole monologue is good. And when the priest's reaction is good too.
When he's sitting back now
but in that monologue in the beginning, I couldn't stop laughing. He's like, I cursed to my mother-in-law, but it was in Italian. So I don't know if that counts. It counts.
All right.
Yeah, the whole monologue is really good. I love the line where he's talking to Devo. Is he talking to Devo? No, he's talking to his kids, I think. And he's talking about America was founded by an Italian and was named after another Italian. It's an Italian country.
Oh, no, he says it to the lady before he leaves the apartment.
Right, yeah.
She's not even Italian. It doesn't matter. What he says to the kids and the cop is, I'm trying to teach him that in America, as long as you follow the law, you're going to get anything you want. Anything you want. You follow the law. Like the cops, I like pepperoni. I told you next time.
Yeah.
It's always next time.
And that had to be like within them, like do something funny, like that kind of thing. The thing with Lawrence Kasdan is, and I don't know if you've seen The Big Chill, but a lot of his movies that deal with kind of relationships and deal with like, he's got a lot of his dialogue's not really like, let's say it's not David Mamet style or snappy, or it's good, but it's the way he writes character relationships, the way he writes dialogue is it feels very easy. It feels very like, not easy, but it feels very like the characters are at ease, the actors are at ease performing it. You know what I mean? It comes off that way. It doesn't come off forced. It doesn't come off, oh, wow, it's movie dialogue. Even though these lines are hilarious. And these could be Kevin Kline lines, just kind of like ad-libbing.
Yeah.
Right. But, Kasdan's there setting the base down, setting the foundation down for this character. So he just knows his way around characters, and he knows his way around crafting a story, even if it's character based and not so much plot based, because The Big Chill is more character based than plot based. Obviously, he goes on to write more plot based stuff with Raiders of the Lost Ark and Return of the Jedi. And I know I know that a lot of people know him for that later stuff, because apparently people watch tentpole movies now. But he has, that's right. He has the early Lawrence Kasdan stuff is something that if you like writing and you like filmmaking, and that's something you should take a look at. This is different. This movie is probably, I would say, an aberration from the other Kasdan stuff, because like The Big Chill is very, very dramatic. It's funny. It's a comedy. There's more drama in there. This is just straight comedy.
Well, again, this is something he directed and didn't write.
Correct.
So
yep, you're right.
This is just something he liked reading.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I could do this. And he does it well. I think, along with Kline, I think that Plowright does a really good job as Nadja. I think she adds a lot of the comedy as well.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of where the comedy comes.
If you don't kill him, kill yourself.
You know why I do it? Because he's a no good son of a bitch.
Speaking of mothers, I love Joey's mom at the end.
Oh, when she's hitting him?
So, yeah.
Oh, no, baby, no.
For those that don't know, if you haven't seen this movie yet, Boca's all patched up on his head after the incident, because he gets shot in the head.
And in the kitchen.
Yeah. And because they give him the dreamies, as they say, and that kind of like slows his blood down. And
that's how he lived. Yeah.
And so he's got the thing wrapped around his head, and his mother comes in, and she's mad at him because he's cheating. Are you stupid? And she keeps hitting him. He's like, Mom, and she starts crying. She's, oh no, I'm sorry. And then at the end, she hits him again, knocks him off the bed. Well, I just love the fact that she's not even mad that there was an attempt on his son's life. She was mad because he deserved it.
Exactly. That's what I love about the whole ending. Like, she knows, the mom knows, even Joey knows that he deserved it.
Right.
Like, I can't be sleeping around no more. When someone tries to shoot you in the head, it changes your perspective. I love when he's getting surgery and they're working on his head, and the one of the surgeons pulls out the spaghetti.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He ate like 4 bowls.
at least 4 bowls with a whole roll of Italian bread too.
Oh my!
He's mopping up the
yeah.
sauce.
No way. I could never do that. But
That's why when he's feeling bad, it's like, oh yeah, that's absolutely the fucking that's too much sauce.
oh my god. Oh yeah.
No one else ate it too. And did you see the size of the pot of sauce?
That's listen. That's legit, Butler. That's how it is.
Well, I know that's how it is, but you don't eat it all by yourself in one sitting.
He does.
I mean, that's why I wanted some though. I'm watching. I'm like, oh man, it's been a while since I've just had pasta and meatballs.
Well, I wondered if like he was going out that night. I don't think he was. He was dressed up like he was going to, but I just thought that.
Yeah, that she put the bib around him.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like at the beginning of you look like they have a great relationship. Like they're like in sync.
Yeah.
But then you go home and he's like, "Oh, get me this," and he's like real like
Man, yeah.
douchey.
Well, he's an Italian man who's, expects that certain, it is.
I get that.
Yeah.
I just thought there'd be more. I mean, he does say like when she's taking care of him when he thinks she's got a virus.
It's a little virus.
Oh, you're so good. You should take so good care of me. You take so good care of me. And then he takes his blanket up and he points down there. Rosalie, and he's pointing to his crotch. And he's like, oh, "Come on, Joe, no."
Yeah, he's got a big libido.
Even though he's gotten shot in the head already. And I love when Harlan and Marlon are talking to him in the lobby after they shoot him of the house, and they're both trying to turn around to see the bullet hole on his back.
Oh, at the end.
At the end, yeah. And they're like,
Yeah. I mean, and let's be honest, farts are always funny. So when he's on the swing and and like she's laughing, like I always wondered, and I looked, they couldn't find any kind of outtakes, but like Tracy Ullman starts laughing in that scene. I'm like, I mean, like it's got to be like, is this legit?
Farts are funny.
They're always funny, always funny.
Ladies, where you go?
I also liked when he walks up the stairs, his pants fall, and he's like, "Whoops!" And
she's like, "No, come on, man, you gotta put your pants up."
It's just there's just the laughs build up, the laughs keep coming. Like it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to get to the part when they try to start killing him. When she catches him with another woman, she catches him in the library. So there is stuff. They're setting everything up, which I appreciate because I'm always a proponent of take your time with the story. It's only an hour and a half. Oh, it's hour 40.
It's an hour like 37, I think. I think it was like 137.
I got the fact sheet right in front of me, and I'm pretending I'm trying to remember. It's 97 minutes, so it's a good length. So it takes its time, and then once it gets to the point where like I'm going to kill him.
No, she decides to kill him right away. Well, and it's not even like.
But that's what she tells. She tells Devo that doesn't she tell him out when they're out in the alleyway?
She does that. She would just kill him, right? She does mention that
because Devo knows that Joey's been cheating. He knows that he's not, and he's trying to tell Rosalie. And it's not like he loves Rosalie in terms of a romantic love for Rosalie. He really loves her as a friend.
I think there's also some romance to it. Like she would do anything for her, but I think he also realizes, like, especially toward the end, that's not happening.
I didn't get that. Maybe that's in the back of his mind, but I didn't see anything on screen that really.
Because I think he loves her enough to be able to just be friends. Like, as long as I'm with you, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like, in any kind of way.
If he's into the 60s and he's into the hippie culture, that you love everybody, you love everybody.
I think he loves Rosalie.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't.
But I also don't think she doesn't necessarily know in the back of her head. Because he keeps telling her, it's not like she doesn't see him, flirting with the ladies or looking at the ladies and all that. Like, even at the beginning of the movie, he goes, "You look really good in that blouse." It shows off your body real good. And she's right behind him hearing it. And he goes to go fix the pipes.
Yeah.
And it's like all this, like Devo's absolutely trying to say, hey, he's cheating on you. And she's like, no, that's just how he is. I think it's just when she finally sees it, she can't lie to herself anymore.
Well, she sees it's put in front of her.
Right.
Yeah. And that's not anything unnatural within the real world. I mean, people just don't want to admit sometimes when something's true, and you can't really give people the benefit of the doubt unless it's put right in front of your face. And obviously that is in this movie. It is for Rosalie.
I love the scene when they make the car bomb. When Nadja makes the car bomb.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You can't go because it's raining. Oh, no, you can't do this.
I totally forgot about that.
You can't. No one could go in the car together. It's not right for a husband and a wife to go to work together.
I forgot about that scene, and I forgot about the scene when she hires the other guy. Because your friendship
Abraham
with my mother.
Because of your friendship with my grandmother. You know, I'll do it. She's got the one cookie she unwraps. You're such a good boy. Not like all these other people. And they zoom out and he's in this tiny trailer in this junkyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, people these days, man. I love the scene in the bar where they're trying to hash out. Diva's trying to hash out how much he's going to pay Harlan or Marlon to do the deed, and they just whisper in each other's ear. You tell him. And then Keanu Reeves just looks at Phoenix for like 5 minutes and goes, "Okay."
Did you notice Lawrence Kasdan on screen?
No, where is he?
Well,
Is he in the bar?
No, he is. He plays Phoenix's lawyer at the end of the movie. He plays Diva's lawyer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the one with the earrings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I've only ever seen like older Lawrence Kasdan, so maybe
Yep.
So what he's saying is his brother is an American hero.
That's right.
I'm saying I know how to shoot a gun.
Have you watched, besides Return of the Jedi and Raiders of the Lost Ark, have you seen Kasdan's other stuff?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think we've talked about Wyatt Earp before. We might have.
We've mentioned it a couple of times, but I think when we did the 310, we've mentioned it a couple
and we
times.
did Dreamcatcher too, so we've already talked about his stuff before. I was very surprised that this writer Kostmayer, this is like the only thing he did.
Yeah, 5. He's only got 5 credits. This is one of them.
Yeah, I
on
should
the
be
other 4
surprised.
shows.
Yeah, I should be surprised because that happens sometimes. It is what it is.
You write one movie, you sell it, and you're good.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm dumb out. Yeah.
Who knows? Could have had a terrible experience trying to get this sold or something.
I see. It's tough. Movies that are this old or 30 years old. So I hadn't worked in the theater till 93, and so this was more one of those movies that I would have to go out and find myself. And I'm pretty sure I watched this on video. I don't believe I watched this in the theater. So I probably watched this around 92, 91, depending upon when it came out. So I don't know too much about, besides the fact that it was based on a true story. I don't know anything about it. Back then, you don't know as much information.
They don't have all that
as a production as you do now. So there's really limited in terms of remembering anything back then when people were signed on or anything like that.
I mean, one of the things, I don't know, maybe because this is his last credit.
Who?
The writer for this.
Well, it's his only feature film.
This is only feature film, but I believe it's his last. His TV shows all came before this.
Maybe he just gave up.
Maybe he gave up. Maybe, and this is just conjecture. I'm not saying it happened. Kasdan is a writer, first and foremost.
Okay.
I think it would be tough to direct something you didn't write after being so used to directing only things you did write, or just writing the story in general.
Sure.
Like wanting control of that story a little bit, and maybe that soured the
writers in the movie.
Yeah, but maybe like he didn't get.
I guess
some of his ideas got changed.
I guess
like
that's the.
I know that's the nature of the beast,
yeah.
but maybe he didn't like it.
Well, here's the thing: if I write something and somebody options it, then it ceases to become my piece. That's how I feel.
Oh, I understand.
And if they're like, "Hey, do you want to do some rewrites on it?" I'm getting paid to do those rewrites. Absolutely. But if they were like, "We're going to just take it and we're going to change it," and they're not going to get rid of my credit, then because that's something you negotiate.
Right.
That's fine. I mean, it's not. I wrote it.
You say that, but then you watch it and you watch of them like maybe butcher it compared to like your original idea. Like you,
but it's the business, and I mean, to people outside of the business, people could be like, "Oh, that movie's terrible. You wrote that," and whatever. Okay, but like the people inside, they know what they know the deal. They know what happens.
Right.
They know stuff changes, and that's fine.
I'm trying to see if he started writing books.
You're really gonna follow this guy's career?
I don't understand how you write something and then that's your one.
Maybe he got married and wanted to settle down, had children, and found something else to do with his life. What? I mean, is this the John Kostmayer podcast?
He sails boats.
Is this one of those podcasts where we have to find this guy now?
We need him. We need him on the show.
I just didn't realize the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles was producing movies at this time.
Hey, you got money. Why not try?
I guess. I forgot Victoria Jackson was in this movie. I forgot Heather Graham was in this movie.
Yeah, Heather Graham, I thought when she appears, I figured she'd have more scenes.
Well, this is early.
And that was it.
Yeah. This is like this movie came out in 1990. So this is maybe Phoenix is after he did Indiana Jones.
This is definitely right after he did Indiana
Well, that's
Jones,
after it came out, but it might be.
He's got the same haircut and everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Trying to see if this is.
And he'd be dead 3 years later, which is terrible.
Yep. Apparently they're releasing his last movie he made, even though it's not completely done.
Why?
I don't know.
That's a money grab. That's dumb.
I thought maybe this would be Heather Graham's first role, but it's not.
Pretty sure her first role is a License to Drive.
She is a factory girl in Mrs. Scoville, but she actually did 2 appearances on Growing Pains.
Okay, that
As
doesn't
2
count.
different characters.
TV show, come on.
License to Drive is the first movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drugstore Cowboy, then I Love You to Death. Also, she's like really young.
Well, how old is she in that?
I'm trying to figure out. So she was 19, 20. All right. Because Kevin Kline's character clearly has had relations.
He's had a relationship probably with every girl he met.
Yeah. So Bridget, what are you doing? Hey, it's not a good time. It's not a good time to go up. She just wants to look at the apartment, Joey. No, I can't do everything around here. I can't do everything.
Listen, he's got a massive libido. Good for you.
It's the hormones.
He's a man. I got a lot of hormones in my body. Well, I mean, I guess this question would be for me then, not for you. Why it would be forgotten? I mean, why people don't talk about it?
You know, ask yourself the question.
No, Butler, why do you think this movie was forgotten?
I don't know, man. I think it's a solid film. I think it's a solid flick. It's funny. It's a dark comedy, but I think that especially starting around, the early 90s, dark comedies kind of started to really come into vogue, I guess. And it just kind of gets lost in the shuffle. Your names aren't as big. Kevin Kline's not necessarily, people aren't knocking down the doors to watch the next Kline movie.
Kevin Kline's not a celebrity type movie star in terms of Tom Cruise or
right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he's still, he's in Silverado.
No. This is definitely his time in the
he's
early
still
90s,
somebody
right.
who,
But I'm saying like now.
Yeah. No.
Tracy Ullman doesn't really do much.
This is her first.
Yeah,
this is her first feature, and then she goes to do the TV show.
Which the TV show was big.
The TV show was only 3 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now I'm saying lately, I don't think she's really done much of anything.
She's
in something.
She was in Mrs. America, which is what I watched. It was the Hulu show where it's about the ERA and what's her.
Oh, she is in that?
She's in
okay.
that. Kate Blanchett was in that. Rose Byrne. So no, she was good in that too. She's in stuff. It's just it's not.
She chooses what she wants to be in.
But she's in
fine.
Stuff. Yeah.
I mean, those are your 2 big stars in this film, and I think obviously
she's
Keanu
not a big
Reeves
star
and
at this
William,
point, though.
No, that's it.
Right.
Keanu Reeves and William Hurt are in this movie, but they're bit parts.
Yeah, William.
I
Hurt,
forgot they were even in this movie.
Yeah, I forgot that. I knew that Keanu Reeves was in this movie. I forgot that William Hurt was the other guy.
I did like seeing William Hurt in a comedy role, though. I like that because I've never seen him in anything funny. Although he's kind of snarky in Mr. Brooks, so I've never actually seen him play anything but a serious character.
Okay,
so I liked him playing like this moron, this hippie. Like he looks like he's supposed to be like a Vietnam vet, but then he admits he's never killed anybody before. And I love when they can't find the heart when they say the Pledge of Allegiance wrong.
Yeah, and they're touching their chest.
Save us from, deliver us from freedom.
You also had, this could be also that you had Pretty Woman 2 weeks before when this was released, and Pretty Woman was a huge hit, and House Party was a hit as well. So those are 2. Pretty Woman's the one I'm using because it's a romantic comedy, kind of.
Yep.
I think because it's not a romantic comedy,
families are bringing their kids to Ninja Turtles.
It's not a straight comedy. It's not a straight drama. It's something in between. So it does kind of attract. It's not going to attract a broader audience, and you know what I mean in terms of selling out on an opening weekend
for sure. Yeah,
but I'm curious. I don't know why this movie didn't have any legs. Maybe it's a movie just people forgot. You don't see it all the time. It's not on TV all the time.
I mean, I watched it on TV, but that was TV, 20 years ago.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't have the worst reviews, but it's got like medium reviews.
Yeah, it's
mediocre reviews. So that definitely doesn't help it.
I can understand people not liking it. I don't understand them not liking it because the dialogue is funny and the lines are funny. Everyone's,
Oh yeah,
yeah. But if you're gonna sit here and poke holes in the plot, yeah, okay, fine. You can do that, but it does move pretty quick once they just started. Oh, hey, we're gonna. Kill him.
Which is good though,
right? And maybe people don't like the fact that she takes him back. I mean, that's a very real possibility. They don't like the way it ends. That's a real possibility.
I was wondering the same thing if they had an alternate ending or whatever.
Right.
I mean, that's she took him back in real life. It's based on a true story.
No, I get that. It doesn't. I get that. I just that might have turned people off to where they don't suggest it to their friends. But it's very funny. If people, I wonder. You saw it on TV, but this is rated R, so you might not have seen everything on TV.
Well, I was switching back and forth anyway, too.
Yeah.
So yeah, there were scenes I definitely didn't see.
Well, I'm wondering if like the
What's
sanitized version wouldn't
What's so rated R about it, though? I'm wondering, like
the violence, but not really. They
there's
never
not
see the
really
bullet
too
hit.
much violent. Yeah, it's no more violent than like Clue.
The sex isn't really like. Well, no, they're not.
His
naked.
his butt is in it.
He pulls up Phoebe Cates' dress when they're making out. But
She's got
got
underwear.
No, I got
But
you.
His butt is in it when he's putting on. He's trying to look for his pants.
Yeah, but
when he's
that's
just
not
wearing the
really
apron.
usually. But there was no. I'm trying to figure out like if there was any swearing.
One use of shit and about 4 uses of fuck, mostly said by Keanu and Williams characters.
When?
I don't know. One
Huh.
Jesus and one Christ.
Oh gosh.
Oh man, I kind of want to go over these in the podcast right now.
Four F words.
4 F words said mostly by Keanu and William.
I don't even remember when they cursed.
I do remember they definitely cursed at least once. I just don't really remember.
Wow. And they got an R for that and they couldn't. Okay. Maybe that's another reason why it's an R-rated film. If it was a PG-13 movie, I wonder if it would have had
done
better legs. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, that's easily edited out though for TV.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Well, it's a funny movie. I like it. I still like it. I still love all the lines. Kevin Kline's really funny in it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's funny and everyone's good.
It's an odd movie. It would make a great stage adaptation too.
Oh yeah,
It is
absolutely.
just all characters in
Absolutely.
like one set.
Now I referenced in Kevin Kline's credits Soap Dish. Have you ever seen Soap Dish?
I've never seen Soap Dish.
That's very funny too.
Is that the one where it's the fake soap opera?
Yeah, with Robert Downey
I've heard of
Jr.
it. Yeah, I've never seen it,
Sally Field. Yeah, that's very funny. I think Heather Graham's in that too.
No.
Who plays the daughter then?
Although I totally forgot that she played Judy Robinson in Lost in Space with William Hurt.
You didn't know that?
I had forgot she was in it with William Hurt. I mean, I remember she's in it, but then I didn't put the 2 and 2 together.
But you should watch Soap Dish. It's very funny. Although I'm sure I got to put it on the list for you to watch it.
It's the only way I watch things, man.
All right. So watch Telephone where they can find us.
Oh, they found us.
Hey,
listen right
welcome. Welcome. You found us.
You can find us on ForgottenCinemaPodcast.com or ForgottenEntertainment.com, as we are part of the Forgotten Entertainment family. You can also find us on the social medias at Forgotten Cinema Pod or Forgotten Cinema. We post every day of the week pretty much. And on Thursday, we put out fun little commercials about each episode we're doing. So check those out. They're a lot of good times.
Wait, you forgot? And join us next week as we go back to the 1980s. 1980, actually. We're going back 10 years.
We're out of the 90s?
We're out of the 90s, and we're on to a recommended movie from your father. We're watching The Final Countdown.
Maybe he'll actually listen to an episode.
Oh. I'm sorry, Butler, but I'm not a therapist, so I can't break that down.
Has your father listened to an episode of this podcast?
Probably not.
There you go.
Dads, gotta love them. So we're doing The Final Countdown. That is next week. I will tell you right now, I've never seen this movie, and I know nothing about it. So we'll see.
Neither do I.
Oh, really?
Which is surprising because he used to make me watch every movie he liked.
Boy. This could be like a season 5 tragedy that we're doing here.
It could be.
Oh boy. All right. So we'll be back next week to talk about a movie we have never seen. I am Mike Fields.
Mike Butler.
And this has been Forgotten Cinema.
Phil, can you get me? I'm in your house. Yeah, you didn't offer me any pasta. Any pasta, no coffee. The cheese and crackers.
When you go over to any Italian house, there was always a crumb cake on the. I know that's a bit on Sebastian, whatever his name is. I know that's a bit, but it's a bit because it's real. So FYI, I'm not ripping off anybody. I know that. I knew that beforehand.
Cheese and crackers.
What?
You want some cheese and crackers?
No, I don't want cheese and crackers. I'll take crumb cake. Well, that's good.